All right. Thank you all for coming out. It's September the 13th, Tuesday, September 13th. It's currently 7:05, and we're ready to start our town meeting. Is there a motion to open up the meeting?
I'll make that motion to open up the meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, this meeting is now in order. Okay, let's get off to start the meeting. We're going to start out with the Pledge of Allegiance and then a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we can have a moment of silence, particularly for the shut-in and for our military and our peace providers. Okay, I'd like to take another moment of silence for us to think about the things that we appreciate in life and recognize that we are still here on this planet and how much we enjoy what we have. All right. Thank God for our blessings. All right, to kick off the meeting, we have a guest, Chanel Compton, the Executive Director for the Prince George's African American Museum, and we'd like to have her come up and give us some information. Yes, right here at the stand. Thank you.
Hello, how are you? Is it your birthday?
My birthday is Saturday.
Okay, happy birthday.
Well, thank you so much.
And thank you, Town Council, for having me here. And I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Chanel Compton. Hi, everyone. I'm the new Executive Director for the Prince George's African American Museum and Cultural Center. Raise your hand if you've ever been to our museum.
That's over on Rhode Island Avenue,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
And I do want to let you know, this is a televised meeting.
Okay.
And it's also on YouTube. I'd usually like to tell people up front.
Yeah,
So you're
okay.
just aware.
All right. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us at our museum, and I encourage all of you to visit our museum because we have so many great things coming up, especially in 2017. So the Prince George's African American Museum, our mission is to preserve, to present, and to celebrate Prince George's African American history, art, and culture. And we use, our audiences are diverse, of all ages, of all backgrounds, and we use African American history, art, and culture as a model for community building and personal empowerment. We do that through our programs. We have after-school programs, we have early childhood programs, we have museum and class programs, and we present our programs to over 40 schools throughout Prince George's County. We have an upcoming exhibition which is called Through Their Eyes, which is celebrating Prince George's County visual artists who are alumni of the Center for Visual and Performing Arts at Suitland High School and Northwestern High School. And we're really excited about that. We also, in celebration of the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History, we have a viewing party September 24th from 10 to 1. We are accepting donations at the door, of course, and light brunch and complimentary mimosa will be served at the viewing party. And we're sharing in the enjoyment and the festivities and the celebration that this national institution is being opened. And we're totally in support of that. So in 2017, we have a youth conference with Culture Keepers, our after-school program. We have exhibitions, we have community and school events. We have a lot going on, and how can you be involved? Just sign up to our newsletter. You can go on our website. I have a flyer here with a little bit about the museum and all of our programs that we offer. And we have our early childhood community program where young people between the ages of 3 to 7 with their families learn about Black history, art, and culture through music, through dance, through storytelling, through arts and crafts, and that's going to be at the Hyattsville Library on October 8th. Did I get that right? Yes, I did. From 11:30 to 1 p.m. That is sponsored through Councilmember Denny Tavares. We're really appreciative of that sponsorship. Also, if our hours are Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 5. So I know I just gave you a mouthful, but all in all, just come by and see us. We have great tours, we have great exhibits, and you learn about your neighborhood. You learn about your local history, which is really empowering. So I thank you for your time. My cards are over there at the table. If you have any questions, I'll be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Compton?
No, thank you.
I wanted to ask if you might look into something. We used to have a mural program in the Port Towns. We had a youth mural program where youth participated in putting up murals. And one of the murals we had, which we called Freedom Mural, was on the side of the Crossroads building over here by Peace Cross. You know where Peace Cross is? It was on that building. And when the building got sold, they took it down. It's made in I think about 8x4 sections, and then they put it all together to put it up. So it's a pretty large mural. But I would love to see it come to life again. The mural.
Are you talking about the mural? You said they took it down, or is it because there's a mural over there by Kenilworth? You're saying there's no mural there at all?
You say by the Jiffy?
You're talking about the one by Jiffy Lube.
No, the one by Jiffy Lube is the we called that the. I think that was the Port Towns mural.
Oh, okay. So you're talking one about over by the train, under the bridge right there? Where the train used to pass?
It was on the Crossroads building. On Crossroads.
On the side of it.
On the side of Crossroads, right. Because we have another mural that is our diversity mural, and that goes across the bridge on Edmonston Road. I mean, not Edmonston Road, on Decatur Street in Edmonston. That was one of our others. But this one, which was our Freedom mural, basically depicted the evolution of Blacks in
the county?
in the community.
In the community? Okay.
Yeah, so there were little scenes in there with Senator Brett and scenes from other incidents that happened, and roundabout scenes that sort of goes around like this, and then in the center is President Obama. And we did the mural before he was the president, but just because he was a part
that
of
was prophetic.
history. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was a part of history as it was happening, you know, at the time. But anyway, my understanding is that this mural in pieces is at Community Forklift right now.
Okay.
And I just would love to have some partnership in us helping to find a place for it to bring it back out again and get it back out in life. If you want to see it, if you go to the porttowns.com website,
Okay.
you'll see the murals,
All
pictures
right.
of the murals.
Have you, I'm just asking, have you heard of our murals program at the museum? So our after-school program, my background is in visual arts, and when I was the education director at the museum, I led in a number of mural projects throughout Prince George's County through our teen after-school program, Culture Keepers, where they research African-American history and Black history throughout the globe, and they create murals based off of their research. They've done murals in Brazil. We've done murals throughout the county. One huge mural is now at Prince George's County, Prince George's Public Schools Administration Building. So that's kind of like what we do, and we have a really great cadre of mural artists that we work with as well. So I would love to continue that conversation about beautifying
Yeah, well, it was
the
a
neighborhood.
process that we were working towards when I was back at the Port Town CDC, which was to use murals
That's
as
amazing.
a way of beautifying the community.
Yeah, and that's so great that you brought that to the community, because sometimes when people think of murals, they think of the final project. the final product, but it really is a community building activity where people come together, they learn about about history, and they create art together. So it's awesome.
Oh,
We
yeah.
would love to be a part of
It's
it.
a great, and then
Yeah.
when we did the bridge was probably one of the better ones. We had like 60 young people who participate in the process, and they come
That's
by
awesome.
every day and just do little pieces of it. It was
Yeah.
just a very community building thing.
Yeah.
Great.
Let's keep
I'm
talking.
looking
Let's
for
keep this dialogue going.
Okay. Well,
So
thank
we'll exchange contact information.
Exactly, right.
For sure. Thank you.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
Paul,
I have
just
a
leave your
question.
information with the town, and I'll get, have them give it to me.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
In the past, the museum had did like a pop-up museum where you all would bring,
Museum in a box.
yeah, museum in a box.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're gonna offer also in 2017?
Of course. So that's one of our signature programs. Again, we have a partnership with Prince George's public school system where we present that particular program in 40 schools throughout the county. But we also do it in community centers. We do it at senior centers. So Museum in a Box is, for everyone that doesn't know, is just that. It's museum. It's a miniature museum exhibition that we bring to schools and community centers throughout the county and region. There's a docent tour led by a museum educator, and typically an art activity that follows the discussion about the exhibit. So all the exhibits are about Prince George's County history, art, and culture, and yes, we do. So yes, of
All right,
course.
thank you.
Yeah.
So you can see real quick, this is a small piece of
Can-
it that when you can see the young people when they were working on the
I remember seeing that.
project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's still up. That's not still up.
It's not.
Where'd it go? I could have sworn. Okay. Was that recently taken down?
Yeah, it was about
A year ago?
2 years ago,
Yeah.
a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago. About 2 years ago.
And that was on panels?
Yeah,
Mhm.
those are
Okay.
panels that were put up. So they're sitting somewhere wanting to come back alive again.
I think that could be a good summer project.
Mhm.
I really, yeah, and even if we can like refurbish it and maybe add some other elements to it,
Mhm.
I think that could be a really great restoration project.
Well, I'll check with the CDC and see if they can actually get together with you on this, because the CDC, Port Towns Community Development Corporation,
Right.
was the author of the project. And so the way it got to Community Forklift is that at the time when they had to take it down because a new owner came.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
why it got taken down. Somebody purchased the building. But the president or the chair of the board at the time is actually the CEO at Community Forklift.
Right.
So she just basically took it someplace that she knew she could.
Oh, so it's being it's installed.
It's
somewhere
not
where
installed.
No,
It's
she just
in
wanted to
pieces.
save it. She
She
didn't
was
want it to
trying
be-
to save it.
Yeah, so it won't be destroyed.
So we need to find it. We need to
Where's
restore
that?
and find it at home.
Yeah, find it a home. Yes, yes.
Yeah. It could be interior or exterior.
Yes, absolutely. In or out, yeah. Mhm. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that was good. Moving on to the mayor's report. I just want to report, I hope that, number one, that kids are all back to school and doing well and getting back into the mode of everything, those in college as well as those in undergraduate, underschool, and those who are going on to other things. So I wish everybody a great year for the summer, and I hope you all had a great summer. I do want to report how much we really appreciate the students that we had working for us this summer. It was really great to have them here, and everybody has said they've done a great job. We had someone with the rec council, someone with public works, recreation, someone with public works, and somebody working with our code enforcement, and have heard all good reports. So we're really happy to have done that and hope to do that again soon, next year. Also ending the summer, I want to say that we sort of miss all the kids running around the building because, it was a lot of energy and a lot going on around here. I want to very much thank Ms. Watts for the work for Colmar Manor Day. This is the first time we've had a Colmar Manor Day, from what I recall. When we opened up the building, we called that Colmar Manor Day, but it was really a ground opening of the building. So I appreciate so much work that went into it, and I also wanted to definitely appreciate Public Works for the amount of effort in supporting the activity, and they're going back and forth. I watched them going back and forth and making sure everything was taken care of. And Mr. Nutt, who helped in our public works. It was, really a great day. And also to our volunteers, our standard volunteers, who, our volleyball group, who, they took on the whole day and really hung in there with us the whole time, and it was really, really special. So thank you, Ms. Watts, for putting this together for us. We really do appreciate it. And we also appreciated Mr. Quinn from Quinn Electronics, who will be leaving the community soon with 58 years of working here in the community, and I appreciated doing that, and it was really nice to be able to have him there to honor him and being here with us for so many years. So I think I'm going to leave that at my report. If I think of something else, I'll say it later, but thank you so much, and I'll go on to the council reports. Ward 1.
Good evening. As the mayor stated, the summer is about gone and the school year is beginning, and so in the AM and the PM, please drive careful and watch out for the school children. I noticed in the AM, I know some of us are running late going to work or leaving home, but be careful with the children at the bus stop. And sometimes the children are in the street. I noticed on 40th Avenue they're playing football again in the street. And so I'll have the officers that we have in the AM to say something to them about safety. Also, don't forget to check on the sick. I want to say happy birthday to the mayor and any others September. And don't forget that the community yard sale is September the 24th at 7 o'clock, your place of residence. We still want you to call the town hall. We have a list up here. We would like to let people know who all is doing the community yard sales in town. Also, I want to give my condolence to Miss Jingles. She lost her sister, and I want to say congratulations to family on Newton Street, just had a baby boy. And don't forget that we still need volunteers for our recreation council. You can also contact Miss Renee for that also. And the summer playground program here at the town hall was lovely this summer, and look forward to another one next summer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ward 2.
Good evening. Okay, for the month of August 2016, for the uses of the Recreation Department, we made a total of $1,784. And on October the 29th, we're going to be having our Harvest Fest from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's going to at the town hall, and we still need volunteers. We have Zumba here every Monday, Wednesday from 7:15 to 8:15, and Saturdays from 9:30 to 10:30. And we have hand dancing here with Hollywood Breeze. Doors open at 6 p.m. and they have taping from 9 to 10. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Mayor Pro Tem Jackson.
Good
Ward 3.
evening. I want to kind of pity-pat off of Councilmember Blue as far as with the driving in the morning through town. I know people are running late, but guess what? If you're late, you're still going to be late. I was walking at 6:30 taking my son to school, and this car actually almost hit him. And kid you, we had the right-of-way. So apparently it was the norm that she was not going to stop at that stoplight. She was shocked. I said some things I maybe shouldn't have said, but that's my son. So I really want to encourage people, if you're late, you're late. If you check it,
That's right,
if
you're
you go
already
into your
late.
job, they're not going to say you 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, you're going to be late. So please be very cautious when you're driving, especially during the morning hours when we have lots of kids that's out. I want to say in my ward, Ward 3, Mr. Baker has been doing a lovely job just trimming the edges of the curbs in front of some of the residents in Ward 3. Mr. Baker is a retired person. He's home and he loves to cut grass, and I'm not sure if they hired him or not, but he's out there and he's doing a wonderful job, so I want to thank him for that. Also, I want to talk about, now it's getting ready to turn dark early, so if you do see a light out, please, you can always email PEPCO and let them know, because on every pole there's a number that you can identify that pole, and PEPCO will you can email them, and Pepco will follow and let you know when the light is back on. So we have to just let them know the light's out. But if you don't have access to internet, you can also call the town hall. We are so excited that we have 2 little free libraries. We have one
Yes.
in Ward 1,
Yes.
which is at the West Garden, which is 38 Newton Street. I just want to thank Paul, and Paul lives in Ward 2. He's going to be our keeper of that garden, so I'm really happy about that. Also, we have the second little library, which is free, which is in Ward 4, and that's 4321 Newton Street. Please take your children. There's lots of books there. If you have books to donate, we are welcome for it. We're trying to put the adult books on top and the kids on the bottom. I think that's it for me for my ward. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, Councilmember Mendoza, Ward 4.
My fellow council members pretty much summed everything that I was going to bring up, but I wanted to wish, of course, Mayor, big happy birthday.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
to make sure that everybody comes out this Saturday to Port Towns Day, 12 noon to 7 p.m. 7 p.m.
Mhm.
And
All
that's
right, well, thank you very much. I want to say a special thank you to everybody. I got here a birthday cake that has been given to me, so hopefully when we get done, we can all share some cake before we leave. Thank you so much.
Mayor, excuse me. We also want to say happy birthday to Dan. His birthday was August the 29th.
Yeah.
He's probably going
thank
to...
you. Happy birthday.
Dan.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for saying something. Happy birthday to you. That's why we go us, like we. All right. Now, I also want to say this is very much of a surprise. We got here. This is for the mayor and council. I'm going to open this up to. You got something to open it? And well, we need some forks too, so we can grab it. But this was a really nice surprise from the. It says thank you from staff, and I want to say I really, really appreciate that staff. That's
Thank you.
an appreciation, and that's as you work on things, maybe I'm not the most capable. A lot of times you don't hear from your staff. This is that they really appreciate things that you're doing. So this really is special. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. To all whoever's out there, whoever's still here, we do appreciate that. Anybody else want to say something?
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, we're not going to get over now. No. We'll just see if somebody wants to grab something out. It looks like it's designed to just grab something out if you want it. Pick on something. I'm the one that's going to be doing all this talking in a minute. Okay, moving along. The next item on the agenda is the report on the work session. And in giving the report on the work session, okay. So on the September 6th work session, we had Bates Trucking to come in. As you guys know, we had Bates Trucking here in July, and an opportunity to talk to them about some of the issues or problems. They agreed that they would come back to talk to us further on whatever improvements or things that have improved or haven't improved. So we had him come back at the work session, and he will actually be here at the public meeting in October. So if anyone wants to come out in October to talk about what situations or scenarios they're still dealing with, or even to come back and say things are better, which people often need to hear when there's improvements made that people see it. But we were able to discuss with him a number of things that we continue to see. Number one being the, garbage juice, whatever they call it, which runs from the back of the trucks and remain with us for a couple of days afterwards. And he's basically said that they just recently got their new trucks at the end of August, and so we should be experiencing some improvement of that. He did say that it was very important that the lids of our trash cans are closed, particularly when it rains, so that there's not the liquid that's in the trash can that then exacerbates the situation of the loose garbage liquid that comes out. We are looking to separate our recycling date from our trash date so that people can separate their refuge in 2 separate days. This would mean that everybody has to be really good at recycling, because once we've separated these 2 days, the recycling will be strict, and they will only take what is really recycling. So if someone's put a trash bag in the recycling, they're just not going to take it, and then you're going to have a double up. So we're going to work through that, and we're looking forward to potentially making that happen in December or January, but with a lengthy process of training so that people know how to recycle properly. We did talk to them about a number of things that we've experienced, whether it's leaving trash cans in the middle of the street or in front of somebody's driveway, leaving the lids open, and then we've got the stray cats running in and out of them, and also the attitudes of the workers, of being respectful to us as clients. And all of these things he jotted down, and we'll expect to hear from him in October in terms of how much improvement we may have received. We're asking everybody, if you have any issue at all, anything that you feel is trash is really, really an important part of a community, and how it is removed and how it's managed. That includes how we put out our trash as well as how they take our trash. So we all have to be responsible. But we're asking everybody to contact the town hall, 301-277-4920, if you're having any problems with the trash. Kayla, our secretary, was reporting every Wednesday after trash day or after bulk pickup, anything that you have, we are consolidating those messages and sending them to the trash company. So if we don't hear from you, we don't have all the information. So please let us know when you have a problem. Okay, so that was a major part of it. There was a fundraiser this weekend, which we talked about. I hope, and maybe can give us an update of how that went. I'll finish this report and then come back and let you do an update. Huh? Okay, very good. So anyway, we talked about that. We also talked about using our van for Joe's Movement Emporium. At this point, the vans were broken down or whatever, but we talked about a methodology of helping them out, and did not come to a conclusion as to what we could do at this point in time. We wanted to be able to bring kids over there on a regular basis, but there's some other things legally that we would have to do in order to have the van used for that scenario. We talked about Lucky Mart. We've had complaints from people in terms of the loitering at Lucky Mart and how it impacts how people feel about being in that particular area. And there's been some work done by the police as well as the property owner in trying to find ways to resolve the situation there. There was also an item about a no parking sign on 3500 37th Avenue, which was tabled. We had handicap parking space on 43rd Avenue, which we agreed to put in. A handicap parking space in the 3400 block of 43rd Avenue. We had a variance request, and mind you, it's a handicap space. If anyone is actually looking at the work session agenda, it has a name on it, but we do not give handicap spaces a name. Anyone who may be handicapped in the vicinity will have the ability to use that space. We had a variance request for someone who's doing some work on their house, and that request was not quite prepared. The recipient had asked there was some confusion in relationship to a curb cut for a parking spot or the variance on the house. The variance on the house hadn't been requested yet. So we did agree, though, based on what they showed us in the drawings, that it would be likely that we would approve the variance for the approval once they actually had a request from the county for that. We talked about a community health workers training opportunity, which was an open house that actually was today. An open house where you would actually get certified for training to be a health worker. which is a good profession. The Health and Wellness Center on 43rd Avenue has gained the rights to actually certify people in this field of work, and they would actually help with community growth. I don't know if she met her mark today. I haven't spoken to her today, but I'm sure that if anyone is interested, there's still an opportunity. Because this was just the open house to go over everything with everybody. And I know she needed at least 10 people in order to get started. So if she hadn't gained those 10 people, I would encourage anybody who might be seeing this or anybody who knows anybody that might be interested in getting into the healthcare field, that this would be an excellent opportunity to really start to create a career. And even if she doesn't get through this time, I'm sure she will do it again. So we really want to make sure this happens. I don't know, we did not have enough time to get it out, to find out once it was to really, but we did put it out on Facebook and on the email. So hopefully we got some people out there. We also talked about potential sound ordinance. We've had a few complaints about the ice cream truck and how late it runs. And so we had a preliminary conversation of what we might be able to do or not do legally. The ice cream truck does have a business license, and so at this point, it's a matter of, is there a different ordinance for them or others or whatever? So I've asked our attorney to sort of look into what other towns or places might be doing in regards to that. We did also talk about the Maryland Municipal League Fall Conference and who would be attending. I will be attending the fall conference this year. I did not attend last year. Councilmember Bowden will be attending. Oh, you're not. Oh, Councilmember Jackson will be attending. Was that? Oh, and Mendoza will be attending, which of course is her first attendance of the legislative conference. The fall conference is a really important conference because this is where legislation is decided that we will promote to our elected officials at the state level. And so it's a great one and important for our new elected official to attend. We talked about a digital directory, which we have had for a couple of years, I think, with Maryland Municipal League, and we decided not to renew it because we didn't see the need to. We also bought a parking sign for events. We are trying to get a parking sign, a sandwich sign, if you will, that goes down at the bottom of the hill to let people know where to park, so we stop having as much trouble up here because people know to park down there, a removable sign, and so we should be getting that, I hope, soon. Regulation of private parties with juveniles. We did talk about how we can protect ourselves a little bit better when people have parties here and they have juveniles, and they're private parties. And just like any other party, you might have your young people here with you, but you also have alcohol. Now, we have our police, it's a requirement in these cases, but there was an uncomfortable party that took place that brought it to our attention that we may have to have some more stricter requirements on the person having the party. Maybe they give out wristbands as to who can drink and who can't drink and whatever, so, and that they have to have a designated person who's serving that has spoken to our police and understand the rules and things like that. So we had a conversation about that. We also talked about doing Rock the Vote to bring people in to register to vote. That would be October, what was the date? October
16th.
The 16th, which is a Sunday. We're going to have an open house and encourage everybody to come out. We're working on getting some pro bono entertainment so people have a good reason to come out, and then we'll register them, be able to register them online, on site, or by card if they wish to, and then we'll mail them out the next day, which is the deadline, which is the 17th of October. One of our young people from the community is planning to help pretty much work on getting that done for us. Okay, regular transfer of funds. Okay, we did a transfer of funds for the community garden in order to accommodate the amount that we ran over because there were some funds that weren't accounted for that showed up later on. We transferred funds for the median maintenance. As you guys know, and I've heard from many people about some of the high grasses that they didn't cut it down far enough, and then it was difficult to make the turn. I hope people are happy to see that it's been cut down. It's way better, so that got done. And we did transfer funds to ensure that we'd be able to maintain this on a regular basis. Parking. I don't know what this was. I don't remember what that was. Parking? Oh.
We didn't know what that was either.
Okay. All right, so usually parking there is not something we discussed at all. We just put that on the back burner. There was an update on the chief hiring. I can let you know that the committee that we spoke about in terms of hiring a police chief, we met for the first time and did our introductions today. That committee includes a resident from Colmar Manor, a resident from Cottage City, our administrators, Mr. Bowden and Mr. Stan Mosley, myself, Chair Nuendez from Cottage City, and we also have Mr. Moss, who was the previous administrator in Bladensburg, as well as the police chief in Bladensburg, and many other groups to be on this committee. And so we had our preliminary meeting today to actually talk about how we're going to be moving forward. And basically, we're moving forward by reviewing some draft documents that our attorneys have reviewed, and then after looking at those documents, how we best operate and work together and what would be the best ways. We've got questions. If anybody has questions they want answered, as we go through this process with the committee, we'll be working together to come up with answers to any questions. So if you have concerns, like some people say, okay, well, where will the police chief be housed? And how will we break down the liability? And, you know, he's going to, or she going to report to, you know? And so we're open to these questions because we want the questions to get answered in this process before we actually do the hire. So if anybody has any questions at all, you can email me or Kayla, or call the town hall with your question. Either way, whatever way communication works best for you. And just let us know what those questions are. We're consolidating those. We plan to meet again on the 28th of September to further discuss what we've heard, what questions we have, all these kind of things, and try to come up with an agreement at that point. And then we'll be reviewing resumes. The job description has already been put out, and so far we've gotten 10 resumes back. The closing date for the job resumes is September the 30th. And so once we have the closing, then we'll meet again and go over the resumes and then start to decide who do we want to interview. And that's how we're moving forward at this point. Then there'll be interviews and so forth. We expect to be able to bring everything back to the council probably in our December work session in terms of all the pieces that we have to go through the process. So that's where we are right now. The next thing, no, that was it. Those are all the items that we actually discussed at the meeting. So thank you all so much. Thank you for this too. I'd love to have this regular. All right. That was the work session. So we were here about, what, till midnight? Just before midnight. Council board reports. Okay, treasurer's report.
All right, I'll give a brief overview of the August 31st, 2016 report. This is for the first 2 months of the current fiscal year. For the month of August, we had total revenues of $9,204. Year-to-date revenues of $37,654, and we have a $2.4 million budget for the year. For expenditures in the month of August for general government, there was $54,164 in expenditures, $111,035 year-to-date, and $807,000 budgeted for general government. For maintenance of the community center building, Town Hall Community Center is $8,198 in costs for the month of August, $17,521 year-to-date, $86,500 budgeted. Under Public Works, the total expenditures for August were $17,970, bringing the year-to-date to $31,365. Community Center operations, $3,410 for August, $6,053 year-to-date. And under Public Safety, we had total expenditures for the month of August of $28,447 and a year-to-date of $50,331. Total expenditures for the month were $112,000. Total year-to-date expenditures were $216,000, and the cash balance at August 31st was $610,979. That's a quick overview of the August report, and ask you to accept it as presented.
Okay.
Damn, these percentages don't look right.
I'll have to look at them. I haven't really paid much attention to them.
Nothing.
Yeah, they look good.
Like, for instance, the very first line.
Revenue or expense?
On revenue, just look at the very first line. Percentage is 0.
Well, I mean, $5.65 out of 935 probably rounds to 0.
It's not. That's from the year-to-date here. Okay.
Yeah.
But the numbers are way, like, I would expect them to be somewhere around 50%.
No, 2 months.
Oh, 2 months. Oh.
Yeah, more
2
like
months.
12 or 15%, 12% maybe.
Okay. So let me see. 16, 17%.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Right. Okay. All right. Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I'll make that motion as stated.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
And Mayor votes aye. Okay, that's accepted. Thank you, Mr. Bowden.
You're welcome.
Okay, police report. Acting Chief Sims.
First off, happy birthday, Mayor and Dan.
Well, thank you.
For significant incidents, for July, we had a theft from auto at the Shoppers, and the victim had left her vehicle unlocked, and when she returned, her wallet was missing. For August, we had numerous theft from autos in the Port Town Shopping Center. There is an unknown group of people who are traveling from area to area to area, and what they're doing is they're going into the parking lots and they're hitting the cars and they're getting out of here. They're hitting Greenbelt, Hyattsville, Bladensburg, every place that has a shopping center. I cannot stress how important it is to lock your vehicle, put anything of value in the trunk. If you're just trying to hide it under your seat, they're smart enough they can see. So just please put it in your trunk or carry it with you. We had a second-degree domestic related assault in Shoppers. The victim and her ex-boyfriend had started arguing when the ex-boyfriend slapped her in the face, and then he fled the store. In August, we had a first-degree assault. The victim was in Lucky Mart when the suspect started harassing him. When the victim left the store, the suspect came up behind him and hit him in the back of the head with a blunt object, causing him to have to be transported to PGH by ambulance. Code Enforcement Inspector Queen has approximately 20 open cases he's been working on and following up on, to include residents running unlicensed businesses from their homes, building construction without permits, unregistered vehicles in the yard and driveway, and debris on front porches. He's written approximately 23 code violation citations for the month of August. For departmental issues, in August I was on annual leave, and while I was on annual leave, Officer Lynch was in a motorcycle accident, resulting in breaking his leg, so he will be off for a month or so more, getting that straightened out. And we did hire a part-time officer who is under field training right now and soon to be cut loose and be working on his own. And that's it.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Is there a motion to accept the police report?
I'll make that motion as stated.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any discussion?
Yes, I just want to thank Acting Chief Sims for giving us our morning brief to let the mayor and council and our attorney know exactly what's going on in town. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yes. And I'll ditto that. I mean, it's made a huge difference to know if there's anything that's taking place the evening, the day before, or whatever. It's just really, really helpful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'll call for Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Thank you. All right, our next item is unfinished business, which we have none. And then we have new business, which is adjustments to the FY 2016 budget, which year that ended June 30th, 2016. Mr. Bowden.
All right, you have in your packets a copy of a financial report for June 30th, 2016 that is titled Budget Adjustments. June ends the fiscal year 2016. The auditors will be in starting tomorrow to do an audit of the books for fiscal year 16. Looking at the final unaudited figures, there are a few accounts that have a deficit in them. Most of them are small amounts, but you know, it would be good to make transfers in order to cover those shortfalls. So if you go through the report, starting with general government, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 6 items that have shortfalls in them. 5 of them are under $1,000, and I'm recommending that we move money from the general government salaries account to cover those shortfalls. So all of the shortfalls are covered within the department that the shortfalls incurred in. On the next page, you have the building maintenance, $2,200 over budget, recommending we transfer $2,200 from the electric account, again within the same budget category to pay for that cost. Under Public Works, there were 2 accounts, code enforcement and payroll taxes, that were over budget, and moving money from the salaries account within Public Works to cover that shortfall. Community Center had a small $45 overage, which we transfer that out of insurance. And then Public Safety was over budget in 4 categories, totaling $9,595. There weren't any large amounts to cover that shortfall from, so if you go back to the revenue side, we are anticipating on getting red light camera revenue higher than expected. So if we appropriate that revenue of $9,595, it will cover the shortfall within the public safety department. So with that, I'd ask you to approve those transfers so that we could submit it to audit.
All right, is there a motion to approve the adjustments?
I'll make that motion to approve the adjustments.
Is a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion?
Yes, for our red light cameras, the adjustment, because because the cameras were down, or we made a budget a little bit too high?
We made more.
Yeah, we actually made more than
That's
what
right,
we
we made-
anticipated. We
plus-
did have a decrease in revenue for about a 2-month period.
Right.
We weren't sure how it was going to recover, so during the year, we actually revised our estimate down earlier in the year. We've since, in this report, are increasing the revenue from the red light camera and also increasing the expense, because there's expense associated with collecting the fees. So it's on, it affects both categories, revenue and expense.
So we netted about $1,500
Right.
additional.
Okay, thank you.
And I do just want to state that I'm clear, this is a zero balance adjustment, right?
Yes.
We're not taking anything from some outside of the original budget.
Yep, we tried to balance it within the department where the shortfalls were themselves, and then for the police department, we used additional revenue from the red light camera to cover their shortfalls.
Great, great. I love it when we end the year in budget.
Yep.
Fully in budget. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Baton. I'm called for the vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
The mayor votes aye. All right, that concludes that adjustment. Thank you. Okay, I'll move on to committee reports. Mr. Muchler, senior report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Last week, the Seniors Club was scheduled to go to Ride and Reel for lunch and bingo. They had to postpone that due to problem with the bus. Next week, at our meeting, one of the members is bringing a light lunch, and Judy has scheduled a member of the Sheriff's Department to come in and talk to the seniors in regards to different scams going around. And the seniors are looking forward to that. They're also looking forward to Port Town Day. And that's about all for the seniors.
All right, thank you. And I want to remind all the seniors, if anybody needs assistance in getting over to Port Towns Day, please call here and let us know that you need a ride. The bus will be riding around to the town halls consistently, so if you come to the town hall, the buses will be rolling. We do have buses back.
We got
right?
one bus.
We got one of them back. Well, Bladensburg had a bus too. I don't know. Did we get them?
I don't know.
I have to ask Judy if we got them on board. But anyway, we'll do the best we can to accommodate what's needed. Thank you, Mr. Muchler. Okay, we have a garden club report.
Yes. Colmar Manor Community Garden have a new president of our garden club, which is Doretha Epps. She's not here today. She's in school, but I'm going to give her report. Last Saturday, we had a wonderful hot day of selling our mums for our community garden, which is a fundraiser. We do the mums every year so the people who have garden plots don't have to pay for their plots. I want to thank everyone that came out to stay out there with us in the hot and heat. And also want to give a kudos to Jason, who lives in Ward 3. He blasted the information out on Nextdoor, and as when people were coming to buy the mums, we were just surveying and asking them where they get the information from, and majority of the people who bought the mums that particular day came from Nextdoor. So the Garden Club really want to thank Jason. Our new president of the Garden Club had a wonderful schedule, so we had a cleanup and a shutdown, and everybody participated. I want to give you the upcoming events. We still have mums available. We will have a table at Port Towns Day. Please look out for the beautiful mums. We'll also have a table at the Farmers Market, which is at the Three Brothers. All this is happening this Saturday. We really want to make a profit on selling the mums. Also, on October the 15th, it will be cleaning out your garden plots. We'll have Reverend Addison with the Port Town Youth Council. They'll be here on October the 15th. We'll have some students at the West Garden and some at the East Garden, but we'll be also feeding them breakfast and lunch. So please be prepared. If you want to come and help out, let us know. Please, the time will be at 9 o'clock. Please let us know if you want to keep your garden for the winter, and also if you're interested in getting a garden plot for next year, please contact Doretha Epps, which her email is dorethaepps@yahoo.com. And that's it for the Garden Club.
All right. Oh, thank you. And dorethaepps@yahoo.com, that's all lowercase?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you. You've got a green team report?
I do. Green team. No green team meeting for the month of September. We're currently looking for a president. I do have 2 residents are interested in stepping up and being the president of the green team, but they just want to check with their schedule. So I appreciate that. But so our main focus is for our October meeting is really about recycling, trying to educate the residents really how important it is to recycle and what you cannot recycle. So that's what we're going to tackle. but no meeting for September. We'll pick it back up in October. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. One thing we missed, Councilmember Mendoza, you attended the 47th District Cookout, didn't you?
I did.
So could you give us an update of that?
It was a fun and hot day. All the delegates were there. The commissioners of Carter City were there. It was a good turnout.
Mm-hmm.
It was very hot though.
Well, thank you for representing Colmar Manor.
She was also out there with the mums too.
Oh,
for
you
2
were out
hours.
there with the mums
Yes.
too for a while? All right, go for it. Appreciate that so much. You know, I couldn't do the heat another weekend, to be honest. I just couldn't handle another weekend of it, one after the other, And this weekend coming as well, and Miss Blue as well.
Yep.
Yeah, we had some outdoor challenges. But thank you. Also, I want to just one note to mention before I go to public comments is I just wanted to talk about the Zika virus for a second because I'm hoping we can get the word out to people about Zika because I don't think some people are clear. I saw something on Nextdoor that was a misinformation, and I didn't really want to start a whole thing going on there. But the Zika virus can be sexually transmitted, and I think that a lot of people have heard that and may think that that's where its limits are. It's more highly transmitted by mosquitoes. It is mosquitoes that transmit the virus from using a human being as a host. So a mosquito can sting a person, giving them the virus, and then a clean mosquito stings the same person, and then the virus goes to another mosquito, the mosquito who didn't have the virus before. And this is how it can easily get transmitted. Right now, we all know that there's a lot of trouble in Miami area, but a lot of people visit Miami, and then they come back here. If they contracted the virus, even if it didn't affect them, a mosquito here can sting that person who was in Miami, and then contract the virus, and then we have mosquitoes here with the virus. So there's no running from it. There's no, I can't have it if that is that and the other. I mean, I've talked to a lot of young people, and a whole bunch of them not really taking it as seriously as they have because it most affects those who are of birthing years, both male and female, is who could be impacted because if there's a pregnancy that happens within a few months of this virus, which does not show itself. It looks like a regular cold. It doesn't have a whole lot of symptoms that are different than a regular simple cold, and so people may not know they have it, but if they were to become pregnant during that period of time, whether it was a male or a female, that could create these very, very distorted children who have terrible experiences in life. So I just want to throw that back out there. I want it to be taken as serious as possible, and if you know people of childbearing years, please try to stay on them about putting repellent on from the time that they wake up in the morning and walk out the door. They should be putting some sort of repellent on their bodies. And then also for all of us to look out for the standing water, which mosquitoes will fester in. So just want to put that out there. Thank you so much. And I'll open up the floor for any kind of citizen comments. If you come up, please state your name and the street that you live on. All right, well, with none there, thank you all for coming out, appreciate it. Thank you, council members. Any last words anybody has before, if otherwise, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion as stated.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.